Hey guys, Jason Nedved here with Nedved Precision Shooting. We're going to be going over the TriggerCam 2.1. So these can be found on our website. We try to keep them in stock for you guys. You open up the box, you will have a basic start guide. That's important. You got your shims. That's not missing one, I have it in there. You got your little tool, don't lose that. Your USB to charge it. Then you got your TriggerCam here. This is the one I use, so it's not in the fancy little plastic, but it is bronze to match my razor. It's just my demo one. This top big one here, you'll have your different ports. So you'll have your charging, and then you have an HDMI mini, so you can plug it into a TV and then people can see what you're seeing also. Then you also have your mini SD card in there as well. On the side, you have just 2-button operation. You have your power and your record. Then that is where your shims will go, is right here. Then on the side, right here, that's where you're wanting to tighten it up around your scope. So I'm gonna go over a little bit of how I put it on my scopes to make sure it's nice and focused for all those videos. So there is one video that I didn't go through these steps, and you can kind of tell. So this back little cover, you wanna take that off as well. Make sure you get the right shim to where you still have a little bit of a gap so you can tighten it down on your scope. And you wanna make sure you push that all the way up as far forward as you can and make sure it's square. And we'll go over why here. So I just tighten it up just a little bit. Then on your phone, what you do from here is, let's see. So you have these 3 apps. Okay, what you need is the TriggerCam 2.1. That's what this camera is. The other TriggerCam app to the far right here, that is for the BPS. That is also on our website. That stands for bow, pistol, and shotgun. There's a camera that works for those. But for this one, we want the TriggerCam 2.1. Okay, so you want to turn on the power button. You'll hear a beep there. Go to your settings, Wi-Fi, and it sees my printer, my other Wi-Fi, and then we want to look for the TriggerCam 2.1. And on the side here, you want to make sure it is flashing yellow to show the TriggerCam. So we click on the TriggerCam 2.1 and a series of numbers, and it will connect to that. So now we close that, and in your start guide, it will tell you that's where you need to enter in your password. And it's a super secret password. It's number 5 on here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. So that's what you'll use for your password. So open up the TriggerCam 2.1. We are connected on the Wi-Fi. You just open it up by clicking the camera there. So you can see, I like to put my scope, my parallax at 100, make sure I'm at a 100-yard target, and make sure I look through the scope and it's nice and clear. So we got our target there. Zoom in a little bit. So a couple things I like to do is, you can see on my screen there how it's a little bit canted. So, you know, there's extreme. So I try to get it as level as I can there. I don't have a level, I'm not bringing a level everywhere with me on the range. And then you can also see, if I zoom out, kind of the vision of it. So if I angle this camera, you see how it's moving around there? We'll also hit record, you can see it recording. Also, I noticed a customer said, I just got done charging it and it says 5%. If you see on my phone there, it says 5%. Yeah, that's correct. It always shows that, I don't know why. I just took it off the charger. It's always 5%. I don't know. So you can see, if you don't have this flush on there, you'll get that black box. It'll start getting a little dark. So you wanna make sure that's pushed all the way flush up in there. So now you can see it's just a nice clear vision. And then I tried to zoom in a little bit, get it nice and on the target. Make sure you see, try to get it level as possible. Usually if you get it all flushed in there, then you're gonna have that nice clear view. So that's when I tighten this down all the way. So now we have that nice clear view, okay? Another thing I do is that little cap that we took off, this little one here closest to you, that's what I move around. You can see you wanna get the clarity as good as possible. Because on my phone here, you can see that you have the 4, And the reticle itself, you want to be able to see that clearly, because you can put it on there and it'll be blurry like that there. Obviously that's not what we want to see. We want to get it turned over, get those nice, clear, crisp little marks, fine tune it, just like that. And you can see that little dot on my reticle right there. So that's what I'm looking for. So at 100 yards, I got my parallax. This is right. So that's when I would just put this little cap back on. We have it tight. On the side here with the TriggerCam tool, we replace the cover over the cap where we have all of our charging. It does have a little O-ring on it, so it should stay dry, but that's all there is to it. And then what I do for when I'm doing my videos and recording and stuff like that, I'll just power it on and then look on the side here, make sure it's flashing yellow, and then I'll just hit the record button. And I usually don't mess with my phone again because I just power it off and on all the time, so I know if it's off, it's obviously not recording. So when I turn it on, all I do is hit the record button, we're good to go. So that's how I run it. I don't leave it constantly on because it will turn off. You have settings in here that you can have it turn off. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it as I'm recording. There we go. So just hit stop recording. You'll hear it beep on here. Then you have these settings in here, loop time, recording volume, because this does also record the volume or your audio. I usually turn it off because it's really loud with the shot. You just need to dampen that a little bit, but I have this camera, but it still works all right. So auto sleep, in 5 minutes it will turn off. You got your white balance you can do. Auto shutdown is off, but it will go to sleep on me. So you can play with some of the settings in there. But that's basically how I get it set up. So if you are having some blurry visions, things like that, just follow these kind of basic steps. Just get a target, just spend a little bit of time getting it on right, because I've had it to where, I'll loosen it up here. You can see on my phone, if you look on my phone, to where I've had it kind of like that. You know, I think it's on there and then it kind of slowly goes like that. Well, then it's obstructing your view there. So always make sure you got it up nice and flush, then tighten it down. Make sure it's kind of level or else it looks weird. But those are the steps. Another thing when you're reviewing your video on your phone, so you can go back. Oh, let's go back into the camera here. The bottom left here, you can view all your videos that you have on here. I got quite a few on here. I was shooting the other day, but I got 27 videos on here. I did buy a bigger memory card for it, 128 gig, but you can see all your videos. But when you play your videos on your phone, it is going to be a little grainy. It's not going to be as clear. You take that video, put it on your computer, or when you're uploading it or whatever, then you can see your footage a lot better. It's a lot more clear, because I did have that as a issue as well. So with that, I don't think there's much of anything else. I do think it is a great training tool. If you are doing YouTube or Instagram or whatever social media site, yeah, it's great tool. So your viewers can see what's going on downrange or what you're looking at for your holdovers and stuff like that. Also a great tool for training. So I have a 6-year-old daughter right now, and what I do is as an adult, you're able to help the youth. So I put this on there and I just lay down, excuse me, I just lay down next to her and help her with this here. She runs the bolt and the trigger. So I'll just help her steer because I have a live view right here on my phone. So then I can see exactly what she's aiming at, help her get on target, help her find the targets. You know, you can zoom out, help her get on the target, and then, all right, close your bolt. And I just kind of help her stay on there, you know, help her find the targets, and then she'll manipulate the bolt and the trigger. So it's great for even a 6-year-old. And she said this was easy. This sport is easy. And I said, okay, you drive. So then she grabbed the bag and tried to manipulate it, and okay, I need help, Dad. So yeah, there is that also. It's a great training tool, and it's great for the youth, getting them into it, helping them find targets, things like that. So absolutely love it. Works great. Works with a series of different scopes because we have all these different shims in there. It does work nice. So if you have any other questions, let me know. You can message us, leave it in the comments, whatever you feel necessary to try to reach out to me. and hopefully I see you on the range. Thanks, guys.